Welcome back. It has been too long. Weather has been strange lately. Can't seem to make up its mind if it wants to be winter or summer. Last week we had some Santa Anas. Some call these devil winds for bringing early hot weather. The real reason for the name is that the wind moves from Northern California toward the city of Santa Ana. Dry air and high winds make for dangerous fire conditions, so perhaps there is something of the devil in them after all. Regular returning winds give rise to special names everywhere. Along with the Santa Anas, California has offshore winds called sundowners, including very hot winds that occur near San Francisco, referred to as the Diablos, and the Pineapple Express, moist air that blows in from near Hawaii. Other parts of the U.S. have their Chinook winds coming off the Rocky Mountains, nor'easters and nor'westers, just where you'd expect them, and the Siberian Express, cold Arctic air that may or may not come from Siberia. It isn't only Americans who name winds. My relatives in the Philippines may experience an Amihan or the Habagat, and they are all too familiar with monsoons bringing equatorial rain. India has strong southerly winds called Elephanta, and the hot, dry wind over their plains they call the Lu. The Fremantle Doctor makes house calls as an afternoon sea breeze that cools Western Australia during the summer, while the Cape Doctor blows on the South African coast. The Harmattan lifts sands from the Sahara and carries them southward, coloring the sky at their peak, while the Scirocco moves from the Sahara north to Europe. The Rashabar, Shamal, and Simoom winds blow through the Persian Gulf states, and the Mistral is a cold flow from the Alps to the Mediterranean. Some winds, of course, are violent and destructive. The Cuban Bayamo, the Squamish in British Columbia, and the Uruguayan Sudestra, for example. So from the Amihan in the Philippines to the Zonda in the Andes, people care about their winds. These are just a sampling of some of the named winds from around the world, and you can let me know more in the comments. But I didn't really start out wanting to talk about winds today at all, but the lack of them. Globally, there's only one term for a dearth of breeze I'm aware of, the Doldrums. Known as the home of the Lethargians in Norton Juster's The Phantom Toll Booth, the Doldrums are a real thing. Places in the ocean where the wind dies down for days and even weeks, where the sun warms the air until it rises and falls, but it never seems to go anywhere. For the great sailing ships of the past, these could be dangerous. The areas where they're found are sometimes called the horse latitudes, as sailors were sometimes forced to throw horses overboard, unable to afford the provisions and water needed to sustain both themselves and their livestock while sitting becalmed at sea, waiting for the wind to return. Today we still refer to that sense of inertia as the Doldrums, a name that translates roughly to stupid things, and it occurs metaphorically almost anywhere, not just far out to sea. Personally, I had the worst case of it strike me over the past few weeks. I was sailing along through Veda, posting something online every day in April right up through the 13th. Then, on the second day of the LA Times Book Festival, I had some major equipment problems bring everything to a screeching whoa. These were frustrating and took about a week to fix. That loss of momentum left me sitting stuck in the doldrums, becalmed, without the will or enthusiasm needed to get myself going again. As Newton tells us, an object in motion tends to remain in motion, but an object at rest tends to remain at rest. That, unfortunately, is just what I did, day after day. But enough of that. I moved to the mountains to be near the Crestline hang glider launch, and though I haven't flown myself in a few years now, I still know how it feels to let the air lift me up and carry me away. Summer is upon us. 27 days until Tifios opens, less than 7 weeks till VidCon, 51 days till the Incongruent Tour opens in Pomona. It's time to be moving again. It's good to be back. Send me word and let me know where you're sailing. Don't forget to be awesome.